Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Azrael, and as usual, boys, I'm joined here today by my esteemed companion, Anthony.
It makes me smile every time. But he is coming, and so are we. I'm loving this game, dude.
No, I think the game is phenomenal, man. It's honestly, it's like a really fun Vampire Survivor-esque kind of game. I know it doesn't look the same, play the same, but it feels, if you played it, you get what I'm saying, the leveling system, the gameplay of it, and
It's
everything.
like if Vampire Survivor was a auto battler mixed with Isaac.
Yeah, exactly.
Binding
Yeah,
of Isaac for those who aren't 30.
Yeah, it's very, very similar. But anyways, the game, it was developed by Chronicle. They got a weird spelling to their name, but this is their first foray into gaming, their first game they've made. And I got to be honest, it's starting off on a very high note. And then it was also produced by Hooded Horse. They've done Xenonauts 2, Nine Kings, Manor Lords. They produce a lot of really fun games, a lot of really good games. They have their resume is, super long. But anyways, with all that said, we want to start this video off the same way that we do all of our videos, and that's hitting you guys with a TLDR, whether or not we think you should or shouldn't get the game. And if you need any more help deciding one way or the other, stick with us for the rest of this video while we kind of dive in depth on some of the points that we're going to hit on here in a second. But without further ado, kick it over to Anthony to start off with his TLDR on He Is Coming.
Yeah, He Is Coming is a stellar roguelike. I'm having a super fun time. It's super addictive. The gameplay loop is great. Super quick runs, easily accessible, quick restarts. It's got I think the thing it does best that I love about it is it nails the one more run feeling. Like every time I finish a run, I'm like, I'll just do another quick one. You just one quick one, and then I've done 4, and it's been 45 minutes, and I'm like, shit, I got to get back to work. But no, I'm loving it. I'm having a great time.
Yeah, I totally agree, man. I'm literally here working and kind of playing it in the background, and it is very addictive and very easy to just kind of pick up and put down as you want. When you tab out, it pauses the game, which really isn't all that important given the fact that it is, very moment to moment when you're moving your character around. You don't have to be super intensive, but like you were saying, man, it's a super fun game, super addicting, very simple concept. It's still early access, so it's not like there's this wide breadth of depth that the game has, which honestly is really cool to kind of get familiar with it and then kind of grow with it as they build the game. It's just a really fun, super simple indie game that I think deserves a lot of attention, which is why we're here today talking about it.
We added this to our schedule. This wasn't originally on the schedule, but it came out on Game Pass. We noticed it, we tried it out, and then immediately shifted it in as soon as we could.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's great. And just as, I don't know if I mentioned it, but definitely worth a shot, worth checking out. It's, as Anthony mentioned, it's on Game Pass. It's also $15 on sale for $9.74 right now. The whole Hooded Horse produced games are on sale, as a matter of fact. But
and all of them are good.
They're all worth a chance.
They do different things, but they're all very good.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to start off with the one bit that nobody probably cares about, and this isn't like a slight at the dev or anything like that, but we're definitely here for gameplay, but we'll touch on the story real quick just to set the stage, and then we'll pivot into the gameplay right afterwards. So I'm going to go ahead and just read what I've kind of just took right from Steam's page, as I think it does a good job of summarizing what is otherwise 3 slides at the very beginning of the game when you boot it up. But it says, a long-forgotten enemy rises and brings portents of doom. The Demon King is coming, and without a champion to strike him down, the world will surely fall to his corruption. Seek out powerful weapons and artifacts by day, stand against his minions by night, and prepare to be hunted by powerful entities from ages past in this roguelite role-playing game, which, after saying that out loud, I don't know if I would say it's an RPG. It's just kind of like a roguelite. But regardless, that's the gist of it. Not much else is needed. It's just a little bit of context, really.
Yeah, it's very much like you'll see those slides for the first time, get the story explanation, and go, okay, you'll die within the first 10 minutes of your run, and then go, okay, I'll try that again, skip through that, and then never think about it again.
Exactly.
And you'll play the game for 10 hours and love it those 10 hours. But to me, the story's not the striking point of this game. It's got the best fucking hook for gameplay though, because it's very much oh, well, that thing wrecked me. But I think if I saw that one item that does this thing, and I think that would counter this monster perfectly. And then you start theory crafting and building in your mind, and that's such a fun part of the game. Again, we're never going to get through a video without doing this, but Expedition 33. like the Picto system. And no, you'll see where I'm going. I'm sorry,
Okay.
but you'll see where I'm going. But like the Picto system in E33, when you get a new one and you realize you're like, oh wait, if this adds this, or if this does like the mark on free shot 20% of the time, then those other free shot abilities add like 7 other Pictos that I can put into a build. And then you start theory crafting and you go, but if this adds mark, then I could have this player go on. And it just makes you go down this rabbit hole of like super fun meta min-maxing stuff and like seeing what combos work best. And it nails it, like with Balatro, like getting like the right Joker combo and going, oh, this makes it so like if I have a diamond on the board, I get 6x everything, and then this lets it so I can play diamonds in any spot. Like it's one of those things where if you're really like dedicated to thinking about shit and like how certain items work together, you could go crazy. And number goes up, dopamine goes up, make me happy.
You know, I'm exactly the same way, man. I am a dopamine fiend. I need it, bro. But yeah, I mean, everything you said, man, totally agree with it. The build depth, I think, is a lot deeper than maybe some people. I know in the beginning of this, I said, oh, there's not a lot of depth. I think in places there are, and depending on the specific build you're going into, you might. So just a quick example is I was doing a Thorns build, and there are a couple different ways you can go about doing that. You could do it where you're just stacking a bunch of Thorn items, combining them together with a particular merchant that allows you to combine copies of the same item. Depends on the rarity, of course. Certain ones you can't, but most you can. And you can build those thorns to either consume your armor to get more thorns. You could do it where every time you attack, you're getting more thorns, and you can have your attacks double up, and then even at times quadruple up, depending on the particular item that you got. And then the anvil that you use on it, which again, the anvil is another sort of component of the various drops that are like kind of on the stage as you're running around. They'll give you the option of, you know, damage on hit. You get multiple hits, just things like that. Or you could do it where the thorns are you're getting more thorns based on how much health you're losing. Like there's a couple different ways to tackle these particular types of builds. Well, whether you're trying to do a bunch of attacks at once, because every time you attack, you do more damage each consecutive attack. And again, you could build that up as a byproduct of every time you attack, you get more armor. You have another item that gives you more damage every time you get an extra piece of armor. And you're just like racking things up, dude. It gets like very creative very quickly. And honestly, it's like super fun to go through that because it's just enough that they're giving you as well. Kind of the way the gameplay loop is that it takes place over 3 days and 3 nights. And at the end of that night, you fight a boss. And the way you progress through those days is each step you take, I think it's like 3 steps or 3 tiles consume like 1 chunk of 1 day or of 1 night.
Yeah, it's like 6 ticks per bar or something like that for like the day and night, something like that.
Yeah, exactly. And then as you're progressing, you know, you're picking up different chests, and in those chests come different items. Again, you can stack them. You can get ones that complement one another, or you can get screwed over very quickly because you didn't find an item and you fought 3 bears and the bears screwed you up, and now you're dying.
And you were doing
running
an
it
armor
back.
build and you ran into a bunch of bears. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Like it will churn through the different builds and different things that happen very quickly. But that's kind of the fun of it, man. I mean, I don't know about you, but there are definitely runs where it's like, I just want to get like this sword that gives me 2 damage and 2 speed because I'm gonna go into a speed build, and I'm gonna do that until I get it. So I'll just run in. I don't get it, fight a boss, kill myself, because you can just pick and fight the boss whenever you want.
Yeah.
Or you just restart the run. But I love doing stuff like that, hunting for that specific path, because the loading times, how quick of a turnaround it is from run to run is like very snappy.
Yes. We should mention the map changes every time, but there are still like general themes of the map. We were talking about this right before we started recording, and like we were asking like, oh, which way do you go? That type of stuff. We've discovered that if you go like top right, there are certain spawns up there that are more likely, or like they usually, if it's gonna spawn, it'll be up there. So it becomes a game of, okay, like I get like a specific route down, it's RNG, like the route didn't develop, I didn't get good drops, this, that. Okay, but I just do another run because a run can be over in 5-10 minutes, like you were just saying. And I think the fact that there are so many times where like have you gotten like a golden chest or a diamond chest yet where it's already an upgraded item? And I'm like, yeah, like I got a diamond chest on one run and it had the the like a diamond freeze gauntlet. So it was like 7 or 6 turns of freeze on the first turn, which like halves the enemy's damage. Which was like insane. So it halves the enemy's damage for 6 turns. I was like, oh, this is great. And I have a frozen shield, and I get the item that lets you get like thorns if you're frozen. My armor was great. Like my build was going so good. And then I ran into the Grizzly the exact first night because there's 30 fucking bosses that they pull from, and the Grizzly ignores armor. So I had 10 health and he killed me in 2 hits, and it didn't matter. And I lost all that good RNG. But like that's the beauty of games like that. And then I'll have another run where it's like, oh, like this is going horribly, I'm not getting anything, and then you pick up one item, you unlock a new set that you didn't know you were building, and you're like, oh, this is the best run I've had. It's incredible. Like there's like the item sets are kind of like I forget what they're called, maybe synergies in Vampire Survivor or whatever, but like the item combos where it like if you have 2 items in your inventory, they combine into something that like makes it even better.
Yeah.
Or like give you like a bonus skill, and like those item set skills are like so OP in this game. I don't know how many you've unlocked. I've unlocked maybe 6 or 8, something around there, but like some of them like completely change the way that the game works. And then let you like unlock completely different builds that you didn't even think were viable.
Yeah, dude. I think the jewelry is kind of like the next step. It's something I just unlocked.
It's my favorite. It's my favorite. The triple ring doubling up all of your rings effects twice. So then it's like, oh, you get, you steal 4 shield from the enemy. Your attack goes up by 4, this, that. And then like you have 17 speed when you start. It's like there's crazy shit that you can do.
Yeah, it gets out of hand very quickly. And I will say, and I don't know if you've seen this yet, but there is a sword that you can get that will trigger all of those things immediately. Because the one thing about jewelry is that they come in 2 fashions. You either get battle start, and let me just preface real quick, there are modifiers to this. So it's, say for example, if you have more speed than the enemy, you'll deal extra damage, or you'll get like armor or whatever. And with that comes a modifier, battle start. I think sometimes they just don't have one at all. And man, I'm drawing a blank. I can't think of another one. But for example, jewelry comes in 2 fashions. It's either battle start or every other round, which is another modifier. There you go. And when you have this sword, it'll trigger. When you have this sword, it'll trigger everything immediately, and it'll do exactly what Anthony just said. You'll immediately get all these insane benefits from it, and it's all stacking on top of one another. It's just like, it's so much fun because it's like, you'll get one component and you're like, dude, like if I can find a couple more jewelry boxes, which is separate from the random chests that you'll find, but if I can find a couple more of those, I can really turn this into something, and that'll happen.
Real quick, I'm gonna throw you like a crazy build that I found it literally this morning, because I'm addicted to this game and keep doing runs when I have free time. I found something called the Thorn Ring, which adds 5 thorns. You were saying your thorn build earlier. Adds 5 thorns at the start of battle. I combined that by getting 2 other rings in my inventory at once, which makes a triple ring set, which duplicates the effect of the ring twice. So then I start with 10 thorns at the start of every battle. Then I got an item that doubles thorns every time I get thorns, and got an item that adds every time I get thorns if I have under 10 thorns or at the start of battle, and then an item that adds armor for every thorn I get. So I was starting every battle with 20 thorns, 20 armor.
Yeah, it gets ridiculous, man. The only issue,
like, it's stupid.
The only issue I've had so far with that is that it also takes like 3 health, or at least the one that I found. It's like gain thorns, lose health, and I just haven't had a build where I've been able to gain health at the beginning of the round, or get like lifesteal, or then on top of that also have that item as well. Because another thing you can do is in your inventory, when you get these items, you can pick and choose in what order these effects are happening. And that ends up becoming like an extra layer of like depth to it, where it's like, if I'm going to have this thorn trigger and do damage to me, well, I want to make sure that I have that before I have my item that gives me health at the start of every round, or gives me health on the first hit, the first strike of every round as well.
Yeah, so you can move your items around in your inventory because they proc depending on what spot they're in, like in order. So then you got to make sure like, oh, like the one that takes 2 damage to give me 1 more attack power procs before the healing one on battle start, so I gain that health back immediately. The best part about that build that I did that was like so OP, I died to a porcupine.
Oh yeah, dude. That was
Like
that was like
sometimes like you'll have like a crazy build and then it's like this is perfect. I'm gonna beat the final boss, and then you just like do something normal that any other build would be able to handle, and it just gets wrecked.
yeah, because dude, that's one thing I've just started getting better at is utilizing campfires, which I'll explain in a second what it is. But I've been utilizing campfires for my runs. I really wasn't doing that beforehand. Before I was just kind of like full sending it from, you know, enemy to enemy to enemy. But campfires, what they do is they help you skip the night. But the best way to use a campfire is to use it on the last tick of the night. That way you're not spending that time in the night that in which you could be running around fighting other enemies, getting chests,
Exactly.
whatever the case is. You're spending it strategically right at the end there. And there's plenty of time. And that's just something I started picking up more on doing like actively. Whereas in the past, it was kind of just like, you know, balls to the wall. And it's not always the best idea.
So I'm not going to spoil anything, but I did get an achievement for doing something in that first run, getting to a certain point, and it's called Insomniac, because it's like doing something for the first time without sleeping the entire run. And it was on the first time that I ever did that thing.
That's
It was
crazy.
like, well,
No, that's
yeah,
honestly that's like another component of it too, is like as you kill bosses, as you do goofy things. Like for example, there was one boss I traded with where I killed him in the same round I died, and you get like a special achievement for that, and it unlocks a particular piece of gear.
exactly, for each of these things you do that are just weird random things you wouldn't think about being an achievement, you get a piece of gear too.
Yeah.
Like it's great. There's so much. I don't think we've mentioned that. Maybe in the TLDR, but like almost every run, and besides the ones that I like quit out of or like force myself to die immediately, if I play for more than 20 minutes, I'm going to unlock something new, and it feels so fucking good. Because like you like see the screen after, you're like, fuck, I died. You know, that was bullshit. I should have done this, or you know, whatever. Then you see the screen after, and it's like, wait, this item does this? That means I could start using this item that I thought was garbage. You know what I mean? Like it's so fun, and like it scratches the right parts of my brain to like really make me happy.
Yeah, no, it's honestly a really great time. I think the only complaint that there's two complaints that I have. The first complaint being, I think as you add more variety to the pool of items that you get, I feel like this is the case. I don't know as a matter of fact, but I feel like there is zero like there's no weighted attainment in this. So if I'm picking up a bunch of thorns, there's a good chance that like the next like dozen or so chests that I pick up have nothing to do with that build at all.
Yes.
And it just kind of like makes the pool of items like really difficult sometimes to work with, and you kind of just lose purely as a consequence of RNG, and there just isn't anything you can do about it. And I will admit that some of my favorite roguelites, whichever, usually give you some level of weight to the builds that you're trying to go, the paths that you're taking, whatever the case is, just to kind of reinforce that decision.
Yeah, like Balatro, you could remove cards from your deck and stuff like that. So it could be like that type of thing. You can kind of build it in a certain way and take things out. And I agree, because like as I've played a lot, and I love the game, and I've played a lot, and I love the game, it's getting harder almost, because sometimes it's like, oh, I have a specific build in mind, but I didn't get that item for the first 2 boss fights, and I'm on the 3rd track, and I have to completely change my strategy because I've been building towards this, but I'm missing the one crucial item, because there's now 70 items instead of 40, because I've played so many times. I do think they'll figure it out. Like I said, it's in early access. They've done a bunch of updates for it. It's hard, but the game is called He Is Coming, so what are you going to do?
That's crazy. Yeah, that was gonna be my last complaint, is I think the game, maybe we sucked, but like, you know, I've played a decent bit of it. I haven't made it past the first forest. I haven't been able to do that yet. It's
yeah, the first area is pretty fucking difficult.
it's not easy.
There's 5 zones at the moment. I think they're planning for 8. I believe that was what it was. I'm not 100% sure. I'm sorry, forgive me if this is wrong information. But there's multiple zones after Woodlands, and I played for 8 hours. Haven't beaten the final boss in Woodlands yet. And I've tried. I've like done builds specifically to him, made it to him, and then gotten fucked over. Like, it's hard. Like, it's a very hard game. So I think it could be a little inaccessible. Question: this isn't on the docket, but Have you tried the Kingmaker mode?
No, I have not. I've done just the main mode.
It's their PvP, and it is so fucking fun. You go through, you're on like a randomized map that doesn't have like a, it's very compact compared. There's way more chests, way more stuff happening. Like, it's just like way more compact, way easier to get around, but it's completely vast. And there's different stuff on there too that I haven't seen, like different NPCs or things you can interact with. But at the end of each 3-day cycle, you fight another player's build from their run at that same point. So then you could be going up against like somebody who did an ice build, or like a thorn build or something like that, and then your build has to go against them. And it's the same thing. You could check the build before the boss battle, and like try to do something to combat that. Like, it's very well done. I would suggest the Kingmaker run. It's super fun.
Yeah, I've read into it, but I just haven't given it a shot just yet. But I definitely think I will after this. But yeah, I mean, I think that kind of like wraps up my thoughts on the gameplay for the most part, man. I mean, it's honestly something that we could sit here and we could talk all day about, because again, I mean, maybe I was a little wrong having said there isn't too much depth. I think in a lot of cases there aren't. I think builds, depending on the builds, I think some builds there is, and then a lot of other builds there isn't. It just kind of depends, I guess, on your perspective of it. But regardless, I think it's something that we could talk on all day about. But the game is fun. The gameplay is great. The story, who cares? You know, it gives me a premise to, you know, keep moving forward with. And that's honestly all I need from it.
I mean, I do wonder, maybe the story is going to get interesting as we progress through, like after we beat the first boss. But like, if there's 4 more bosses and I can't beat this first one, oh boy. I've been playing for 8 hours. I don't know if I got 70 in me.
Yeah, it might be a trek, dude. This is actually just like, the reason why they have RPG in the title is because it's actually like a 60, 70 hour long game. We just don't know any better.
Yeah.
You know, we'll just have to see.
With Rebirth.
Yeah. But no, great game. Definitely worth your time. Like we mentioned at the beginning of this, it's on Game Pass, so it's very accessible for anybody who already has it, who wants to pick it up. There are a variety of games on there that you can check out if in case you don't enjoy this. I would be very surprised if there isn't one that you don't enjoy at all on there. But otherwise, the game is $15, $9.74 on sale right now, along with the rest of Hooded Horses, you know, the games that they've produced. This is up, I think, until the end of July, and we're recording this on July 23rd right now. So got about 8 days left to kind of take advantage of that, and I would suggest you do so. We'll have some links below, kind of bringing you right to those pages just to kind of help support those devs. This is something where I think, to be honest, if you like the game and you really do enjoy it, maybe just buying it to help support the dev, I think would be very meaningful.
At the sale price under $10, this is so worth it already, and I think it's like version 0.82.
Yeah,
like it's you're gonna get your money's. If you like roguelikes, you're gonna get your money's worth out of this. But try it out on Game Pass first if you haven't. If you have Game Pass.
Yeah, I know. After this, I do plan on buying the game because I do wanna help support those folks. You know, the game's been out now for 6 days. There are 4 patches in. It's really sick to see so much support so early on. Definitely think that they're in this for the long run, and I'm here for that. But with that said, the last thing we want to do is just hit you guys with our ratings of what the game is like so far in early access. Again, we fully recommend it. But Ant, I mean, tell me your rating. I'll jump into mine and we'll wrap things up, man.
I got an 8 out of 10 for version 0.82 or whatever the fuck it is. I think it's great so far. I think it's only is going to get better if they tweak the difficulty a bit. They've been supporting it a lot. Like we've said, it's 4 patches in 6 days it's been out.
Yeah.
So I think that's stellar to see. It just launched big, so I'm hoping, you know, you'll see a lot of eyes on this and people getting it and getting support. I think these devs deserve it for their first game. I mean, we've had some heavy hitters this year for first-time studios, so I'm all about it. I think with all the studios closing and all the layoffs and all the things, especially with the Microsoft stuff that just happened, it's cool to see that there are some studios doing it the right way with correct budgets.
Yeah, I totally agree, man. I literally have nothing to add. I would say it's an 8 out of 10 for me as well. Definitely could see this going up to a 9 as it hits full release. And then, you know, the coveted 10, you never know. But in total agreement with everything you just said, man. But with all that said, guys, I really hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you guys had a good time with us. If you did, please remember to leave a like. It does help out a growing channel like ours quite a bit. Subscribe if you guys want to catch more. We have a bunch of first impressions coming up for the next like 3 to 4 months. We're going to have one once a week at this point. But yeah, if you guys enjoy the game too, please leave a comment. But otherwise, we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Follow Accursed Brewski on Twitch.